Hello and welcome to Rounded Photography. I'm your host, Dylan Kraft, and on today's episode, we're going to be diving in talking about fine art photography. Let's get to it. So as I was saying earlier, today we are talking about fine art. Now, to be completely real with you, fine art photography is a genre I have not personally dove in very deep into. If you guys watched our previous video, we talked a little bit about product photography. Fine art is similar, but it has zero boundaries. So, for instance, product photography, you have to make a product that is specifically bound to kind of the company, right? It has to look good, it has to shine, you have to show off the product's name. You have specific boundaries and layouts that the company wants you to follow to create that piece to make it sellable. Fine art, you are completely bound by your own creativity. I think the best way to go about making money in this genre is create a series, right? Maybe take pictures of books, maybe take pictures of coffee. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you guys you need to have a specific series or a specific product in order to create fine art. Not at all. What I am saying though is by having a series, it allows you to possibly be more sellable, right? Like go to your local library and be like, hey look, I took these pictures of these books. I think this would look great on your wall. Go to your local mom and pop shop, go to a coffee shop, show them your work and tell them, hey, I'm a local artist. I would love for you guys to see what I can do. And then now you have a potential client. You have people thinking about you next time they need photos. It's just a way to kind of work your way into the industry. Just an idea. But on today's episode, we are doing coffee, fine art photography. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so when shooting something like fine art, I really want you guys to try to find your voice in your images. For me, that meant black and white, high contrast images, as well as shooting in a specific frame ratio. So if you don't know what a frame ratio is, that's okay. Think of like your widescreen TV. This is like a 16:9, or back in the day, we used to have square TVs, believe it or not. I'm old. This is like a 1:1 film ratio, and I decided specifically to shoot my fine art in 1:1 black and white. So to get started with this whole fine art adventure, I had to go to the one and only place that I knew had everything I needed, Walmart. If you guys watched the first video, I already went there the first time to actually get a white backdrop. This time, I decided to go back and get a black one. In the end, I didn't end up using that black backdrop, but I did end up using the black sheet of paper and kind of used it as a concaved wall around the back of the white backdrop to really help give it that high key, low key contrast. And I think overall, it really helped push the images to the next level. One of the very first images I started to shoot was actually just a cup on the plain white backdrop. And in my opinion, it worked out really well. When you are shooting fine art, I think it's really important to think abstract. Don't think of it as a cup anymore. Think of it as shadows, as lights, as contrast, and start to look at things in a different way. Again, it's a cup on a white backdrop. It shouldn't be that interesting, but if you look at it, you see these beautiful shadows and really dark contrast, and it's something that would make you stop and look at the picture and think, what is that? Oh, it's a coffee cup. It takes a split second to actually grasp what the image is. And I think, I'm not sure because this is still a new genre to me, but I think that is starting to work into the fine art category. But that being said, I went into my next image, and again, thinking along the lines of coffee, I decided to just grab a regular old coffee bean and I set that down again on the white sheet of paper. That high-low contrast, black and white, something I super love. Just saying. So I put that bean down and I got over top of it. Just look at things from a different angle. A different perspective can really help push your images to the next level. So I got directly over top of it, nice and close, and I was able to see all that grittiness of that bean, that really texturized feel of the paper, and I think that really helped make that image something that stood out in the day's shoot. And for the final image of the day, the coffee pot. Now this was interesting. Coffee pots are kind of plain and boring, so I wanted it to stand out. I didn't want to just be your plain old boring coffee pot. So I decided again to run with that black backdrop on that white contrasted bottom and then lift up the lid. And now things are starting to look a little bit more alien. Again, laying down flat, shooting directly across, straight at the subject, and it felt like something you wouldn't normally see. It's a coffee pot at the end of the day, but when you walk past it, the first time you glance at it, you're like, what is that? Oh, it's a coffee pot. Again, pulling in that artistic flair into the images. Here are the 3 images we shot for the day. Let me know what you guys think is your favorite image. Post it in the comment section down below. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.